My suggestion, you're like 2 steps ahead of me, is let's make you more Googleable. And the same things that apply for you, which is making sure Google understands everything about you, as because you've listed yourself as a pro dunker. Yeah. That can also help the painting business. Hey, what's up, Vin?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Little rundown from the flight, but all
I'm
right.
glad you made it. 4 hours
Yeah, like 4 or 5 hour flight.
to Toronto?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to take notes here, and you can share it with your dad and anyone else later.
Okay.
So I'll give you the Zoom afterwards. Dylan just sent me a bunch of... Can you see my screen?
Yep.
He just sent me a bunch of stuff from our Sky Zone, or trampoline park. Check this out.
Dylan's pretty crazy at the trampoline parks.
Look at this.
Oh, okay.
These other ones. Let's see. What's this? Oh, that's cool. A little slow-mo stuff.
You run pretty fast into the approach.
I was a track athlete.
What events?
Steeplechase. I ran the 10K and half marathon. So what's this? I didn't realize he took all these. I guess he was recording the whole thing. I'm seeing these just now.
Ooh.
What is this? I was trying to do off the backboard East Bay.
Yeah, it looks fun.
That's the same dunk. I want to see a different dunk. That's the same thing too. Oh well. Anyway,
I gotta try that for sure, because that looks...
You missed out. I know you're like your legs are hurting or whatever, but
My knee pretty early, but...
all right. So I want to show you a few things. So your site, your dad's site, or the one that you're going to eventually take over, is a standard WordPress site. You can see you've got a can theme, and you're linking out to these other items, which doesn't really matter. I mean, typically you don't want to pass juice, but you don't have any juice to pass, so it doesn't matter. Here. So you have no domain authority, so there's no juice for the site, and therefore you don't really rank on anything. What we typically want to see is that you rank on your main keywords like residential painting, Belleville, commercial painting, or interior decorating, or any keyword times city, right? And the ones you do rank on, they're not in the first three, and they're all keyword difficulty 0, basically. Like, these are all super easy keywords, because Belleville has 50,000, and I asked, have you used ChatGPT or any of the AI tools?
No.
All right. Well, there's tons of them. They all do similar kinds of stuff, but your Google My Business is listed in, is it Madoc?
That's weird that it's listed in there, but because we're from Belleville, but Madoc
From
is
Belleville, but that's where Ace Painting is showing, even though you're what's technically called a local service area business. And then this is your GMB, which is really hard to find on Google for many reasons, like basic reasons. And then if I scroll down and I want to see, like, you have reviews, which is cool, especially in the last couple months, which is key. But then if I look at the web results and I look, and this is Google showing, right? Google showing the other web results. These are not actually yours. So Google's not even sure who Ace Painting is, right? And there's like 7 or 8 other Ace Paintings. Like, I was trying to find you guys. I couldn't find you. We have a tool that does this. I'm a software engineer. I retired 20 years ago. So you can see there's other Ace Paintings, but I really can't find yours. Right?
Yeah.
And these are all things you probably already know. You never got around to looking at, or you knew you needed to look at them. But
Yeah, we knew the website's not great, but this sounds worse than what we thought.
well, I mean, I'm not trying to paint it as like good or bad or what. I just want to show you first what the data tells us, and then I want to show you how to fix it and what to do. So then you can do it, or it's you and your dad and someone else.
Yeah.
You guys can then do all these different things. So let's see. This is the wrong Ace Painting, but this is the Ace Painting that shows up. It's funny because, like, you being on social, you ought to be able to help Ace Painting on social, right?
Yeah, probably could.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find you guys. So I'm actually typing in Ace Painting, decorating Belleville, Ontario, and this is what I get, right? I think this might be the actual Ace Painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it has, anyway, we can go through any one of these things. We can go into lots and lots of detail about what's going on. I'll tell you the good news is that when I look at you guys on map results, so I'm using a tool that will basically simulate searching from all these different places. Because you get a different set of search results depending on wherever you're searching from, right? So you actually are right there in Madoc, you're ranking decently well. And then Belleville, sort of. And all these other areas, you don't even show up. But I think your share of voice is like 10% or 15% for. I tried it for different searches for painting. Yeah, this is because your GMB is shown here. This is your GM 14 reviews 4.7. Hard to find. So if you were to take your phone and search for, commercial painting or interior painting or whatever from these different places, this is where you would rank. And you basically want to have all green dots.
Yeah.
And I think I searched a 25, 30-mile radius. Yeah, because initially I searched a 10-mile radius and it looked okay. Yeah, I did residential painting. Like, this is not bad. You had a 61% share of local voice, meaning that you showed up 61% of the time when I searched within 10 miles of Madoc, but there's only 5,000 people that live in that town, so it's not like there's a lot of competitors, right?
Yeah.
But Belleville, there are about 30 painters in the
Hmm.
area. So you can see, like, even with 10, obviously this is further than Belleville's more than 10 miles out. So this would, if you were just trying to rank in the town where you list your GMB, this looks good, right? But this is like, there's no one to compete against. There's not enough jobs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so changing gears, if we take a look at, so Google has an inventory of all these things, and things meaning like people and places and whatever. So if you search me, have you searched me before?
No.
So you know what might be cool? How about I'll stop sharing and then you share your screen?
How do I do that?
Should be in the bottom
Oh, I think I
little
got
green
it.
button, bottom center.
You got it?
Yep, there you go. So just go to Google or Chrome or any of those.
Dennis, what?
Base YU. Okay, so now you can see, you can like scroll to the right and whatever, see there's all the pictures, go down, you can see there's all these things here. Now you see those colored boxes there at the top?
Yeah.
Those are all facts that Google is associating with me. So
Hmm.
I'm an object, like Ace Painting's an object, you're an object, right? There's all these things. There's parks or, you know, products. They're all things. So Google's trying, you can see there's me and Jake Paul. And you scroll down, you'll see there's lots of stuff. People are also looking for these other people. You can see like below, those are other people who are well known in digital marketing, right? You can see I'm 50. Most of
Yeah, I
the,
think if I looked myself up, it'd probably be more in depth than if I looked up ace painting.
yeah, that's true. So,
Okay. Yeah, that'd be
right.
cool.
Yeah, because Google's looking for facts. So you could say like you're the best 1 foot jumper, or you could say that this jump program's the best one, but Google's looking for facts. It's looking for what are other people saying, like reviews and social proof, not how many followers you have or nonsense like that, but like what is actually true, right? Yeah. So if you scroll down on that one, this goes on for miles, right? And then like wait, go up a little bit more. So it's saying people also search for. So that's basically a derivative of people also ask. So those are the other people who are the best known in digital marketing. And it makes
Yeah.
sense, right? It's just like Amazon. If you bought this, you might want to buy that. Or Netflix, if you watch this movie, you might want to watch this other one, right?
Yeah.
And you could see there, like people are looking for my company. Well, one of my companies splits metrics, or it's looking for dollar. It's showing all the related searches there, right? Just above there. And then there's all these social profiles. You see that LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, right? So you see how this is a complete Google Knowledge Panel that shows up,
Yeah.
right? And then what I got 136,000 followers on that one page. I've got 1 million across all socials. Isn't that crazy?
Really? What do you have on like TikTok and Facebook?
Oh, like nothing. Not very
Huh.
much. Yeah. On Instagram or things like that, I have like nothing. I think I have like 17,000. I have some sites that are big that get 500,000 visits a day. Yeah. So, but me as a person, it's kind of ironic. I'm not trying to be like a public figure or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just, it seems
Okay.
to be a part of dunking, so it's something I should learn. It's kind of how
Well,
I
if you want
think
to be a
of
pro dunker, you have to get people to look at your dunks and sign up
it.
for
Yeah,
your list. And I don't know,
exactly.
like Billy, Billy's got a big list or
Yeah.
got a big channel, but he lost his website. Shame on him. So okay, in the chat, I'm going to put, actually, you know what? Let's just test it this way. Do a search for knowledge graph and my name, or knowledge graph blitz metrics, or whatever it is. Either way, it should show up. So this is a test of, do we practice what we preach, right? Everything should be Googleable. Okay, so there's all these. Okay, there. How to get a knowledge panel. Okay, click on that one. Okay. Oh wait, before you even do that. Well, all right, you're already there. That's fine. I was going to show you there are all the other knowledge. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like this is like a red pill matrix kind of thing, right? It's all based on Google's all based on them categorizing information and associating with objects, right? Okay, so scroll down, and there should be a link for where you can use it. Yeah, there it is. Click on the Knowledge Graph Explorer. Okay, scroll down a little bit, and now type your name in. And there's only like one other Finn Addy, I think. Yeah, it's an Addy Finn. I think it's some girl, like a volleyball player. So click on the C on Google. All right. So this girl outranks you, even though her name is Addy Finn. So based on what you know now, what is this telling you?
That I'm not very Googleable.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know. Because on social media, I'm like first one that pops up, but I guess this is different.
Okay. So type in one of the other dunkers, Donovan Hawkins, whatever, of course, right? Okay. And I'll show you something funny, and you can tell him this. All right. So he thinks, okay, well this looks not bad because when you type in his name, you've got Instagram, World Dunk Association, because he's what, a black band dunker, all the videos, all these different
Yeah.
social pieces, right? People also ask, how tall is he and where is he from, right? You see that?
Yeah.
So this is Google trying to understand when someone's typing in Donovan Hawkins, what should they show, right? And you can see all this information and then what are some of the best videos? And notice that when you go to the top, they show his Instagram. Google chose his Instagram instead of his YouTube or Facebook or website or whatever. So why do you think Google chose to put his Instagram first?
That's what he's biggest on.
Yeah, because based on everything that Google's looking at, they're trying to decide what is the most helpful thing to show users, right? As in what's got the most engagement, not what has the most followers, but what are people actually watching and clicking on and sharing and like actual user behavior, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now go back to our tool
That's it.
and then, yeah, search again. And now type in Donovan Hawkins. And I'll show you something that's true of all the pro dunkers. Okay, so now he's there, and there's a few of these other ones, but you see that first one? It says confidence score 423.
Yeah.
So that means he's just made it as celebrity status. So anything 400 plus is a really good score. And the confidence score is a measure of not just how many things Google has associated with that object called Donovan Hawkins, but kind of the quality and strength and trust associated with that. And do you see that below where it says KGMID?
Yeah.
So that's basically his social security number with Google. So what Google's trying, every time, like there was a video of you and him jumping together, the one you shared yesterday to me, right?
Yep.
And that's got him in it. So that's something that Google could associate together. Or maybe, in Vegas, there is this dunk camp and other people were there. He was there. He rented out the Atlas Hoops place for a few hours. So you see how those are all related objects that Google could show that are related, right? And so the power of related objects is really how you make any particular object more powerful, right? So in the same way, you have a painting company. If someone leaves a review, or if you are one of the 3 people that work for Ace Painting, then Google can associate that. Even if like you being a dunker has nothing to do with painting, but it does show trust and it does tie to who you are because you can do multiple things. You don't have to be just one thing. You can be a painter, you can be a dunker, you can be a proud Canadian, you can do all these things, right? But those are all like facts things that are associated with that object,
Yeah.
right? So is that like too geeky, showing kind of like how search engines are trying to tie
No,
things
that
together?
I think that's cool.
Okay.
That's
So now you see that second one, Donovan Hawkins,
yep.
confidence score 24, and there's another KGM ID. It's a different one. And then if you go down further, you'll see there's more of them. And let's click on any one of those other ones just so we can show you what Google's thinking. Okay. So this all looks like Donovan Hawkins, right?
Yep.
So these are other facts, but Google's put them under. Why was Donovan in a wheelchair? I didn't know he was in a wheelchair.
I didn't either.
Maybe it's another Donovan, right?
Oh yeah, I think that's from a show.
Okay. And if you look at some of the other ones, you'll see like there's some other black dude named Donovan Hawkins, because there's other people who have that same name, right?
Yeah.
And wait, that's not even him, is it?
No,
Oh,
the
that must
fake.
be the guy who's in the wheelchair or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see, okay, the Brendan Donovan Hawkins, that's another person. All right. So you see how even though he's pretty well known in the world of dunking, with Google, there's some confusion,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So let me show you where that confusion comes from and then how this works for how you can improve Fin Addy and Ace Painting. All right. So let's go back one. Okay. And go to the first one that's the 400 something and then go to see on Google. All right. So now you see that there's a whole knowledge panel here, right?
Yeah.
But when you searched his name regularly, you didn't see a knowledge panel.
Yeah. Huh.
And the reason why you're seeing this is because our tool is specifically asking Google, don't just show me the regular results, show me if there are knowledge panel objects. And the way you can tell is, A, it looks like this. So now you see what a full knowledge panel looks like, right? So he actually has a full knowledge panel, but it doesn't show up, as you can see, right?
Yeah.
And let me show you why. So go back up to the top. So the key thing with the knowledge panel is you see where it says his name, and to the right, there's the three dots. Click on
Yeah.
claim this knowledge panel. Okay. And so this brings us to the verified page on Google. So in order to claim the knowledge panel, you have to verify that you are who you are on Google. So I think the Google verification is worth more. Like I have the blue check marks on all the other networks that it used to mean something, but now you can pay for them, right?
Yeah.
So I think the Google verification is worth more than any other verification, but people don't even know about it because they think that being like Instagram verified or whatever is somehow like a status thing. But if you want to make money, like getting painting jobs or selling courses or training or selling anything, you would, Google is going to be more profitable for you than Twitter or TikTok or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend, she's got 6.5 million on TikTok and she drives Uber. She didn't make any money, but she's
That's
popular.
that's crazy.
But you know what I'm talking about with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So with this showing up, this means that Donovan, even though he's a celebrity and he's got a lot of stuff on Instagram and other people are tagging him on Instagram and is he part of THP or whichever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with that, he has not claimed his knowledge panel. So when that blue button shows up, he hasn't claimed it, which is a shame, right? It looks like your phone's almost dead. You should charge it.
Yeah, I could get a charger soon.
Yeah. I don't mind. You can go get it. I'll wait.
Okay, no, thanks.
You run out of juice.
Okay, I got it.
All right. Cool. 8%. You probably had like 10 minutes left. All right. Okay. So there's a whole process, which is in that article that you pulled up initially on when you click on the blue button, how do you get verified so that you fill out the form properly so you don't get rejected? And most people get rejected because they don't know how to fill out the form. Because they ask you, like, click on it. Let's pretend you're Donovan, right?
Okay.
And
I could sign into Google.
yeah, Google wants to know who you are, right? Okay. So to be verified on Google, first, and by the way, you could do this for all of your friends and show them this, like all the other pro dunkers, right? Because look for their name, find their knowledge panel. You have to use our tool unless they're powerful enough, like me or whatever, where it'll just show up, right? So it's either you are Donovan or you are the person who is you're like his agent, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, if you were his agent, you would say, yes, I'm Donovan Hawkins. And then the second one, I represent Donovan Hawkins. Yeah. We're not going to actually, go through the whole, yes, I'm an official representative, But Google has some checks in place to make it so that you can't cheat. Okay. Now, there's all this information, and this is where people goof it up. So when you get your knowledge panel, you're going to come in and say, just like this, except you're going to say, I am this person, right? Because you are
Yeah.
Finn. And then when you say why, this is where people goof it up, and they'll say, oh, because I want to get my knowledge panel. Like, that's a ridiculous answer, right? If they said, like, oh, why do you want your knowledge panel? Because I want my knowledge panel. Rejected.
Yeah.
This is where you would say, I'm a professional dunker, and it's important for my career to be able to show people that I have courses and what my top dunks are and what my vert is and how I train and the places I've been at these different dunk shows and who the other professionals are in the industry that I also dunk with. And I'm also a painter and I own a painting company, and there's other people that may have a similar name or may try to impersonate me. And that's why it's important for me to manage my personal brand, because it's my career and I do this professionally, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you see how the way I'm answering that question is by including specifics about who I am, and which is the stuff that Google would include in the knowledge panel once your knowledge panel gets filled out, right?
Yeah.
So you could tell Donovan, hey, bro, I know you're famous and all, but on Google, you've not even claimed your knowledge panel. And then go Google Dennis Yu and see what it should look like, and then see what your thing looks like, right? Would you
Yeah.
like yours to look like that? Okay, we'll go through these steps. And it's free. They don't charge you. It's not, $13 a month or whatever, right? Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to log in and show that you actually are admin on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on
Yeah.
your website, on all the other stuff, right? Obviously, verify yourself with an ID. And then in a few days, then come back and say, yep, you got it. You're verified. Now you can go in and manage your knowledge panel and do these other things, right?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Isn't that kind of neat? Yeah. Okay. So Google, when they look at objects like ace painting, they are looking at all the facts they can tie to it. So there's your dad, there's Finn, there's the 14 reviews, there's some from the last couple months, there's a Facebook, not the correct Facebook. You see how Google's trying to find information about you, and there's just very little information about you and for ace painting.
Yeah.
So you said your dad was happy keeping things as a small business where they are, a few jobs here and there, but you said you wanted to grow it, right?
Yeah.
So,
And I think we like recently started focusing on this more because it
okay.
slowed down a bit for a second.
Yeah. So now do a search, go to, search for something that you think a customer would search for, because you probably do more residential than commercial, right? Okay.
I knew they'd come up first.
Those guys, okay. And then there you are.
Yeah.
And there's your Google My Business. But when I search this, it doesn't show up. And a lot of people think they do better than they actually are, because if it's their website, then and they've been to that website, then Google's going to show it higher, right?
Yeah.
So you can do a PWS equals 0 or other things to show what it looks like if it was someone else that was in Belleville. But okay. And then there's all these other reviews. Then there's the 3-pack in Google. So it shows 3 by, and I know you guys are in some directory like best of 3 or whatever it's called, because you put on
I
your
know.
website, oh, we're one of the top 3 painters in Belleville, right?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't do that. That doesn't actually help. Okay, now you see that people also ask. So when someone's looking for a Belleville painter, these are the questions they also ask, right? So let me ask you a question then, Finn.
Yeah.
If we were to record a Zoom, which we're actually doing right now, and I asked you, hey, how much should a 12 by 12 painting cost? Do you think you could answer that in a minute? Actually, no, that's not the correct one. That's a 12 by 12 room. Or how do you price? How about that one? Yeah. How do you price a room for painting? Could you answer that one reasonably well in a minute?
Yeah.
What do painters charge in a day, right? How do I estimate what the cost of painting my house is, right? Or inside, what should it cost, right?
Yeah.
You could probably answer that question, right?
Yeah.
In fact, if we looked at other things, like what are other things that people might search for, like interior painting, or like just do a search for something else you think they would look for like an ideal customer. Yep, near me. Okay, cool. So there's someone's ad. So you can run ads, right? Okay. There's the 3-pack again, which is the map results, which I was showing you before, right? We were showing you where you rank. And then what's the number one question? What's it cost, right? All the different questions on what's it cost, right? And then some people, you can see they're like, how profitable is it? Because some people want to be a painter, right?
Yeah.
And there's Yelp and keep going. Okay. And people are also looking for interior painting near Bellevue, small job painters, recommended house painters. So can you see like how is Google thinking about this?
I do not know.
Well, think about it. What is Google deciding to show, and what drives what they're showing us here?
This stuff associated with your search topic, I guess.
Yeah, like literally, like they're saying like best interior painting near me. It's because other people are searching that same kind of thing. And in fact, someone who does that first search, they're also probably doing more searches, right? So do you have like Spotify or Netflix or Amazon or these other things?
Yeah.
So if you listen to one song, it'll recommend other songs, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing here. So
Hmm.
people who are searching for interior painting, they're also searching for other related kinds of searches. And the companies that are showing up at the top are the ones that Google's looked at the past history and said, oh, when people were searching for an interior painting company, this painting company seemed to give them a good result. So let's show that company again next time someone searches for something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally that simple. So that's what you have to do. You have to answer these kinds of questions.
Yeah, this top guy is actually my friend that I know, so and he's like
Okay.
he's done all this stuff, so this makes sense that he's first that shows up.
Well, he's also running an ad, which is super easy.
Yeah.
So easy. And that was that a picture of him?
It's his buddy, but yeah.
Okay. Well, same kind of thing. Okay, cool. Now I want to show you something. So I'm going to steal the screen from you. Okay. All right. So on your site, it says one of Belleville's top three painters, right? And it says it up here again. Oh, you're one of Belleville's top three painters. And so someone who's skeptical would say what?
I don't know. Where's the proof?
Yeah, where's the proof? Okay, so that's what Google's looking for. If you make a claim, if you say let's just say you're the best painter according to your mom, right? Well, where's their proof of that? And how would Google determine that you are one of the best painters? If you're Google, what would be proof for you?
Reviews, maybe?
Yeah, reviews. So who's got the most reviews? When I do
Yeah.
a search for painting Bellevue, right? You have 14 reviews. Most of them are in the last month or two, which is great. That's helping you.
Yeah, we just recently started asking for those, so
And because of that, that's what's driving this.
yeah.
Because where those reviews are coming from, Google's like, oh, someone in this town left a review, then probably this painting company serves people in this town or this part of the over here or over there, right? And then so they're looking for proof, right? So the proof that you have for top three is this three best rated site. This is your friend Lambert, these
No.
other guys. Okay. So ironically, when I click on your thing for the top three, it actually goes to this, and you're not even in here anymore. So you're not even. It's like you shouldn't even mention this because they don't even link to you, right? Because here are the top three painters in Belleville, Ontario, and you're not one of these three. So why are you even promoting this? You're promoting this thing that doesn't even. You're not even in this top three, or maybe you were at one point, right? Because yeah, where is this thing here? Somewhere here, like you linked to this. That's how I got to that page. I went to your site and somewhere. Where did it come from? I don't know where it came from. Anyway, I was clicking around on your site, and somehow I clicked and landed on this one. I'm like, okay, great. They linked to this thing for the top three. They're not even here. What do you think of that?
Definitely need to be updated.
Okay, so don't do that. Now, this
Yeah.
three best rated site, the site overall is actually pretty strong. So it's out of 100 points. 79 is really good.
Okay.
And it ranks on a lot of keywords. The site does. This three best rate, this like directory site ranks on a lot of keywords and all this, but this page on the top three painters in Belleville has no power. Site's got power, page has no power. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people are like, hey, I got listed in this one site. And yeah, that's a big, well-known site, but the page doesn't get any traffic. So just because the site has a lot of power doesn't mean the page has power.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now back to your site. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff with AI. And if you want, we could even do it today or schedule a time later just to do all this stuff to show you how to do this with AI. But if I copy and paste this and I come to I've done a lot of stuff with AI. So if you want me to stop and explain anything, I can. So my buddy Finn runs a painting company. You talk to it like a human, not like a search engine. Okay.
Yeah.
Ace Painting, Belleville, Ontario. This is his about page. We want to improve the SEO. And I'll just put your last name too, because it doesn't know who you are. Because as you know, Google doesn't know who you are. But once it knows who you are, then and I say Finn Addy, like, oh, that guy, the dunker guy. Okay, he's also a painter. Okay, got it. Right. We want to improve the SEO to get more painting jobs in Belleville and surrounding areas. Right. Okay. Grade it on EEAT and PAA. Now, I can say this because this thing is really smart, right? And EEAT is experience, expertise, authority, trust. So the main thing is Google is looking for. So if I look at my Google Photos, which are automatically uploaded, you can see like this is a real experience, right?
Yep.
So I could write an article about Korean barbecue, but I'm showing that we actually ate Korean barbecue in Las Vegas, right?
Hmm.
I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just trying to show you real experience, right? So, and you could see like yesterday I went hiking. So that's real experience. Yesterday I was cooking some dumplings and I took a picture of what's in my fridge and I asked the AI, "Hey, can you help me? Like, how do I make like a seasoning for this thing?" Right? And it told me a couple days ago I was charging my Model X and it was, telling me that I'm low on battery or whatever. So like these are all like here I'm at the trampoline park, right? Again, right?
Hmm.
So this and you could see this was December 29th. This was taken on an iPhone 16, right? Like there's proof. I was in Los Angeles seeing my mom a few days ago. You can see like this is real experience. This is not like AI generated nonsense, right?
Yep.
I was in Vietnam a couple weeks ago and in China and in Tokyo. And I was hiking in these caves a couple weeks ago. World's largest caves where you can
Yeah.
like barely even fit.
Jesus.
It's some like if you're a fat American, you're not gonna be able to make it. It's like miles of going through these caves. And I brought my buddy Danny, and you could see like how there's all these, we're like crawling through, swimming through all this stuff. It's crazy, right? And you see here on the right though, there's all the factual information associated with where these caves are. It was December 13th and it was on my iPhone and see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when there's these kinds of experiences, so here you can pay the Sherpas and guides to basically carry everything and it was completely safe because I paid for the whole thing, right? And
Hmm.
here when I took a picture of us having lunch, it shows, it's just a picture. All I did was take a picture, but Google is categorizing all this information and it recognized one of these faces, right? So it's my buddy Danny. And you can see it's automatically picked up all the stuff with me and Danny as because we
Wow.
spent, all this time, rafting and hiking and all this. We, the Vietnam War, they had these tunnels underground, these Coochie tunnels. This guy's 6'5". Look at it. He's 6'5", and in Vietnam they crawled in these tunnels. I guess you can't really see it, but he's crawling into this tunnel,
Mm.
like, barely fit in this thing. See if I can find one of these like inside the tunnel things. Anyway, whatever. But like this is my buddy Danny, and so it's grabbing all of the things associated with him. And this is
Mm.
Google's AI doing this, right? And I could also say dunking. And I'm just asking Google Photos, and it's grabbing everything associated with dunking. This is me at the wax museum with,
Huh.
I guess, Shaq, right?
Yeah.
So I asked Google, look through all my photos and videos of anything with dunking, right? And here's one of them, right? And this is at a Phoenix Suns game or Lakers game or wherever it was. Okay, right? There's no dunking going on, but close enough, right? And I could say, I've never been to Belleville, but I have been to Toronto many times.
Yeah.
And Google is automatically picking this up. So here's
Mm.
Toronto, right? April 19th last year, I spoke at a conference in Toronto and I ate some food in Toronto. Oh, look, I'm a speaker in Toronto. April 19th, 2024, Digimarcon, right? I'm doing my email and I'm eating food. But you see here I am at this hotel in like a Marriott or whatever in downtown Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
what Google's looking for is EEAT, the actual experience. Experience, expertise, authority, trust. So the main thing is they want to see that you actually have done the thing that you say that you do. So if I say that I'm a dunker, there's enough proof on the internet to show that I actually, even though it's a trampoline, that I'm a dunker, right?
Yeah.
And there's enough proof to show that you actually are dunking because of who you're with, because of, all this stuff. There's like real proof of this, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I apply that to the painting company, okay, we're one of the best painting companies in Belleville. We do residential painting, we do interiors, we do, let's go to your site and see what you say you do. We do staining and wallpaper removal, we do cabinets, plaster drywall, we do all these things, right? You say you do all these things.
Hmm.
So what then do we have to show Google?
Pictures of us doing those things.
Pictures and videos doing these things in those cities, in Belleville, right? So if we come back to my Google Photos and I look for painting, well, painting might be like the Mona Lisa painting or other painting, right? Like here's my buddy who's got one of the largest painting companies in the US. I think he did 15 million last year. And
Jeez.
he's growing by like 60% every year. And here's a friend who's a plumber. And this is a painting. And we're doing some painting here. This is a different kind of painting, right?
Yeah.
And this is my buddy who runs a landscaping company, one of the largest tree care companies. And this is his son. We were painting. And this is when I was at KROQ, and this is my buddy Dan Hewlin, and this is not a painting, but we were in the studios with these rock stars, right? I get to hang out with really cool people. And this is a Van Gogh in Israel. I was in Israel a few months ago, touring the holy sites where Jesus walked and all this kind of stuff, right? It's a painting, right?
Yeah.
So if you and your dad and whoever else can look here, I'm at Sky Zone. Is this a painting? Why is it categorized as painting? I don't know why. There's paintings here. Is this painting? This is not painting. This is pickleball. These are not this. Oh, because I have a shirt that says painting. You see that?
Yeah. That's crazy that they picked that up even.
Yeah, paintings. A lot of paintings. Look, this is in London at this. Oh, these are all like super famous paintings. Okay. So if you literally can get all this going, just get lots of proof of this, and then you could put it onto your site into what we call location service pages. So every one of these things here, interior painting, wood staining, whatever, wall repairs, you want to have a page just on wall repairs, Belleville. And then you would say, hey, I'm Finn, and today we're going to repair this wall and this other place. And just make a bunch of these little, like 15-second selfie, social media kinds of videos, but then you turn those, you put all those onto these pages. And then every time your guys go out and do more jobs, then that's more stuff that they can add to these existing pages.
Okay.
That's the main thing you got to do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then you've written about this in the third person. So they offer free quotations and color consultations for interior and exterior painting.
Yeah.
You want to say we, right? Why would you want to say we instead of they?
I do not know.
Because you want people to contact you, right? Because if you can say we, and if this, instead of this generic thing, like you don't even know who the author is, right? Like
Yeah.
some anonymous person wrote this about, which is some generic about, right?
Yeah.
But if the author showed here is Finn, then it's like,
Hmm.
hey, we do all these things. And if you would like us to give you an estimate or swing by and take a look, call this number, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that, someone comes to this page as it is, or they come to a page where there's a video that says, hey, I'm Finn. I'm a painter. Me and my dad have done this 20 something years, or he's done it longer than me. And we're in Belleville and we're one of the top rated painters and we do this, this, and that. And here's my number. Just call it. And one of our guys will come by and give you an estimate. Okay. Which one do you think is more likely to drive business? This page, or you just making a quick little video, which we can record right now, and they get to that video? What's going to do better?
The video, because it's more personable.
Right. So that's literally what you have to do.
Yeah.
So actually, before we go further, I want to show you the power of AI. Okay, so you can see here I said, okay, AI, help us fix their site. and here's their about page and graded on EEAT and PAA. Okay. So now I'm asking the AI, okay, do it. Right. So it's thinking. And a lot of this stuff, if you haven't used it before, it seems like sci-fi or whatever, like in the future, but it's actually today. You can actually do it right now. So on the about page, you should have a background about, you and Darren.
Yep.
Include photos of projects and before and after the painting jobs, right?
Yep.
List out the things that you do. Explain like how you're certified or how you do a good job or how you show up on time, how you don't leave a mess, how you don't rip people off, Okay, you're a sponsor of some other basketball team and other local sports things. Okay, great. Guess what? None of them link to you. There's no proof of that. You say you are, but there's no proof.
Okay.
Right? So people also ask, remember how we were doing searches? You did like interior painting and it said, oh, people
Yep.
also ask how much does it cost? Not. So here's questions that you should answer. So I could literally interview you in a podcast right now and just literally say, hey, Finn, how much does it cost to paint a house? And you'll say, well, it depends on, how big it is and blah, 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 and the kind of paint you want to use. And I'm sure you've been asked these questions a zillion times, right?
Yep.
Your dad has. But you haven't answered any of them. I mean, you have, but they've not, the Google can't see it. So then you take the answers, these videos, and you put it on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and whatever, and you put it on your GMB and you put it on your website and you put it everywhere, right? Take the one thing and put it everywhere, right? So it's telling you to do all these things, okay, right? Make a list of the top PAA Finn can answer in a podcast episode on the Coach You Show. Actually, we'll do even better. A podcast, yeah. I'll do that. I have a podcast, which we can also turn into a book to place on my site, freeebooks.net, so we can grow his painting business. Okay, so how do you think the AI is doing what it's doing?
Do not know.
Just take a guess.
There's a lot going on there. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think you could answer these questions?
Let's see. Yeah, these are all pretty simple questions.
Okay. So now I'll make it even better to establish more context and leverage the fact that Finn is a pro dunker, and I like to dunk too, but in a different way. I cheat. I used to dunk a tennis ball, which I thought's not bad for 5'5".
Yeah, no, that's quite good.
I mean, you got to have like at least a 37, whatever, to be able to do that.
That'd be close to a 40.
Yeah. And I didn't do any jump training. I was a D1 track athlete. Okay. Maybe weave in some questions about this too. Well, it doesn't know anything about you. So because it doesn't know enough about you, it really can't, you sort of have to feed it a little bit more, right? So I'll tell it more. We were in Vegas together a couple days ago with Donovan, Kinsman, Haugen. I won't list all of them. And others hanging out. Okay. Make it more personable. So not only painting. So we can leverage. You always got to tell it why, okay? If you don't tell it why, then the thing's just going to kind of guess, and it won't guess too well. My audience and his audience. Okay? All right. So now it's going to... So basically, the first thing it gave us was pretty good, but then we just keep improving it, right? So, share backstories, how we met, whatever. Maybe we'll review a couple dunks. Like I'll see some of yours, you look some of mine, talk about it. And then we start talking about painting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now create a document. We can both go off to prepare, to guide this podcast episode. So now it creates a document, right? And it can generate images. It can do all kinds of stuff. Okay. Paint, dunk, repeat. How a pro dunker builds a thriving painting business. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome everyone to the Coach U Show. Today we have, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yep. Painting. And how are you balancing the two? What's it like working in your dad's business? And what do you think about eventually taking it over? And what are you doing about that? And how does your social media as a pro dunker help the painting business? Like that's a cool angle, right?
Yeah.
And I think you can answer that. That's something that's actually really helpful, right? What about other athletes? Like, once you retire as an athlete, now you got to do something else. How about own a painting business,
Yeah.
right? That's cool. Yeah. And we just weave in some painting stuff. That's not bad. How do people find you? All right. Yep. That's pretty good. And then if we take that, so we take that podcast, and you understand how podcasts work, right?
Yeah.
But then we can turn the podcast into a book. And if this is one of my sites that I own, this is more powerful than that three best directory site that you're in. So I have 7.4 million links into a DR75 site. So anything above 70 is basically like a major newspaper publication. I have 500,000 visitors a day that come to my site. If you type in free ebooks or on any topic, I'm number one. So you and I could literally just make a podcast talking about whatever and then turn it into a book using the AI. You understand how the AI can take an episode of you and I talking about something and then just turn it into a book, right? Yeah. And then we just put it here and we can rank on anything we want because this site has so much juice that any book, and now it's a free ebook site. So Google understands this book is about ebooks, right? So if we take any content and turn it into an ebook, which is completely legit, and it could be an ebook on how a pro dunker is using his knowledge of social media to grow a painting business. That will actually help because from here we will link to Ace Painting, right?
Yeah.
And that'll help. That way more. You have a zero, okay? You have no authority, okay? So like you have nothing, okay? Because no one's linking to you. These are the only links you have, okay? You have 13 links coming into your site, and none of them carry any power. These are all. Look at these. These are all garbage, right? You have zero authority. I'm not trying to like rub it in, but I'm just trying to show you from a real. It's like a fat person stepping on a scale. Like, don't get mad at the scale. This is what you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there you go. What do you think?
That's cool. I'd want to start like improving that now because it's obviously needs a lot of work.
Yeah, why wait? It's easy to do. You and the two other guys could just take out your cell phones and just record 15-second videos along the way. You could take pictures too, but 15-second videos are better because videos are
So
always
just
better.
and it just grabs those from social media.
Yeah, you can take anything you've already posted on social media, put them all into a central folder, and then you could hire a virtual assistant for a few $100s on Upwork or whatnot. I can show you how to do that. We can do it now even. And
Because
then use that to fix your website. It's not that the
okay, yeah.
website's bad. It's the website just doesn't have any authority on it and no one's linking to it.
Yeah, I don't think we post on any social media either,
Yeah.
so even just doing that would help as well. But
Yeah. So that is SEO. That's how to use social media to make the phone ring for a painter. There's a lot of people that would charge a ton of money and they try to make it all mysterious, like it's some difficult thing, but I'm trying to show you it's really pretty easy if you look at it from the standpoint of how Google's looking at it, which is what I was trying to show you this whole time.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sure when I like actually get to doing this stuff, I'll probably have some questions.
Yeah. So
No.
that's your fire hose. And if you want, we could record a podcast and turn it into a book and you could see for yourself. Pretty easy.
Okay. Yeah, I've done I think 2 or 3 podcasts with Dylan, who you were with,
Yep.
Dylan Hogan, and then I've done like 2 or 3 other ones as well, just about dunking, but
Okay. So you should turn those into articles on your website. So,
I think there's one from like a week ago probably.
okay. So the thing is, I got to be able to find it. Is it this one? This one?
I think the first one. Or
This
well,
one.
the first one is the first one that I did, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay.
Guys, welcome back to the Dump Talk episode 7.
Okay. So this is good. It's an hour long. And watch this. All right. So you have it on. Okay. So it's 3 people. All right. So some people have seen it. So that's cool. And you're the 1 foot disciple. So that's cool. All right. But actually, it's not bad. I mean, 200 people saw it. But obviously, the whole dunking thing, that's super niche, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I should subscribe to that. All right. So if I grab the transcript, I grabbed all this other stuff, but okay, fine. And I'll say, go to my article grader. Which ones? No, I'm just going to come over here. I'll do a new one. And I'll do, okay, my buddy Dylan again and Finn Addy. We're on Dylan's podcast. Please. If you say please, it works 14% harder. If you're like polite to the AI, it just sounds weird. Please turn this into an article on his. Do you have a website? You don't have a personal brand website, Finn Addy?
No,
Finn Addy. Like that, right?
I don't. All I have is the Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
I spelled it right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm buying it. So then, okay, buy this thing. Try to sell you on all this nonsense. Try to add all this extra nonsense. By the time you're done, they want like $200. It's like, oh, it's only a penny. And then you know how it is, like buying airline tickets or whatever. They always try to fee you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do. Okay. All right. So I just bought your site. Okay. So on finnaddy.com. And by the way, I built a platform that basically will build out all your stuff here.
Okay.
Into an article on FitAddy. Okay. So I gave it a little more context. Here's the transcript. Please turn it. Okay. All right, there it is. So I pasted it in. And meanwhile, oh, there's an error. Let me figure out what's going on. I'll fix that later. Okay. You guys talk for a long time. Okay. 1 foot disciple. Okay. Okay. You're a disciple of Jordan Sutherland. Okay. Yep. Don't camp. Okay. You're going for the under both. Okay. Good. Follow these guys. Yep. Okay. So I could say now tune it to be on, actually let's put it on my blog, and then it's you.com. Given that I know Dylan and Finn, so it has more personal context. Okay. So then I'm going to log into my site, and you should be able to log into your site too, right? The painting site, WordPress, right?
Yeah.
You know how to do that? Okay. And watch this. Posts. We're going to make a new one. And okay. So this is, wait, where is it? Copy, paste. Here it is. Okay.
That's cool.
So now this, I don't have a featured image.
It is very cool how quick that can be done.
Yeah. And the other thing too is, so I can start adding this. I'm going to add a category. Is there basketball? Dunking is more specific than basketball. So I'm going to create a category called dunking, and it's under dunking. And then I'm going to add the tag you and Dylan. Okay. And okay. So because you don't have a website, I can't link to you. So otherwise I would come here and I'd want to link to you to pass you juice. So I've got quite a bit of juice here, but I could also mention the painting business as part of it, and then link to the painting business, because everything is about links and trust, like experience and authority and that kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And then I can make this better by adding in some of your top pictures and videos and all that. Right. But then literally watch this. I'll publish this. Now this is not a complete blog post. It's not bad, actually. It's better than any web page on your thing here.
Yeah.
What we did here.
Yeah.
So this is now live on the internet. Okay.
Wow.
And people who follow my blog, it's going to start picking up, right? And it's already including these other things. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to do this. I have a whole content team. So I'm going to say, optimize this blog post. Dylan Haugen, Haugen. Of course, include EEAT, right? Which is experience. So you saw to make it interesting, like the dunks that Dylan sent me on IG, right? And the Zoom of me and Finn talking about his painting business, which he's taking over from his dad, and how this is like a run-on sentence, so don't judge me. Okay. And how he's balancing, because you said pro dunker, balancing being a pro dunker, because only like 2 people make enough money in pro dunking. Everyone else, like, there's just not enough money.
Yeah.
Being a pro dunker and also a painter, and how there is a cool connection between the two. We will later do, a podcast where I interview him about this, about how when you grow the social media for your dunking, it actually helps your painting business, right?
Yep.
Watch that too, and link to it when it's available. Same for building his personal brand site. So we're gonna build it out and just give it to you. Okay, this is my Christmas gift to you. Okay, his personal brand site, finaddy.com, which I just bought. One of you guys should build out this site and let Finn know, giving him full admin on it. Okay, so should build out this site. So what I've done is I've gotten us most of the way there real quick, and then the
Yep.
team just comes in and does all the linking and making the post nice and linking to episodes and going through all this to find this stuff, right? So that way I don't have to. It takes me no time at all, and I just delegate it out to the team.
That was insane. Wow, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
That's cool. I guess I'll start like building that out now and like getting the videos and stuff because I start working tomorrow again, so I can shoot some videos, get some pictures, stuff like that.
Good. You got an iPhone?
Yep.
You've got iCloud?
Yep.
And so I mean you're going from job to job tomorrow, right? Whatever's booked out.
Yep. Probably just be at a house tomorrow or something.
Okay, cool. So how do you feel about doing these little, hey guys, today we're going to so-and-so and we're going to do this, and oh, check out this wall. Oh, we're getting set up now.
I
Just
can do
like
that.
little bits along the way, right? Stuff
Yep.
like that.
And then should I build like other social medias for it? 'Cause I think the Facebook has like no posts, but that's the only
Yeah, so here's
social
what you
media
got to
there is.
do. There's a lot of pieces, so don't feel like you have to do everything all at once, because over
Yeah.
time. So go to blitzmetrics.com/ACL. That's the access checklist. And I explain, if you want to know like why we want you to claim these things that don't seem to matter, I explain why. Most people are like, okay, whatever. And then it looks like a lot, but you just have to do it the first time. Like you think like, well, why does a painting company need a TikTok or a Quora or Snapchat? Just trust me. It's not you're trying to be on all these places at the same time. We're just trying to claim all of them so we can link them back to the
Yeah.
company website, right? Like what is Penzu or Mixcloud? Or like just don't worry about that, right? And then for you and your dad, here are the ones that you have to claim for your personal brand. And there's a list of all the things that you need to have, which is basically like the same thing, but there's some more social things that you need to have. And for Ace Painting and for you, you're going to have personal and company pages, right? So like for me, this is my main one on Facebook, and there's all these posts and people that I'm associated with and all this kind of stuff, right? But I also have company pages and groups and this kind of thing, right? Like this group. Are you in this group yet? You should join this group.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And then there's, like company pages like this.
Yep.
Somebody bought 200 fake 1-star reviews, so now it's like 58% recommended. Can't believe it. Anyway, so you can see, right? There's all the stuff that's going on here. So you want to have your Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything for all of them, but personally and for Ace Painting, right?
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, this one, where is it? Yeah, ACL. So I'll put it into the little chat thing here. That one. So now you have that. Okay. Yeah. You want to record a 5-minute podcast?
Right now?
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Should I like I should be in a better setting? I'll go downstairs.
Do you have a laptop?
It's not great. But
All right. Just use this. This is actually not bad.
okay.
Do you have a tripod?
Yep, I'm gonna get that right now. Yeah, I don't know. Can't find my
Yeah,
tripod.
We just do it as we are.
I
That's
just
fine.
hold it, I guess.
Yeah, or put it on a book or something.
Okay.
That way you don't tower over people watching.
Does that look fine like that?
Yep. Try to get a little closer because you don't have a microphone on, right? So then you have to. Ideally, you got to be within a foot or two of the microphone. Then get a DJI mic or get some other mics. I've got tons of
Yeah, I
mics.
got-
Yeah, actually, that's not bad. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Coach U Show. Today we have a professional dunker, Finn Addy, and we hung out in Vegas a couple days ago. Guys, if you've not seen the world of professional dunking, people who don't play basketball for a living but actually dunk for a living, I think you're going to find Finn's journey super interesting, and also the fact that some of the things that he's doing for social media and the network that he's with of other pro dunkers actually is helping his dad's painting business, which he's going to be taking over or growing, Ace Painting, out of Belleville, Ontario. Finn, welcome to the show.
Hey, pleasure to be on. This is super cool talking to you and gonna learn some stuff from you.
What are some of the things that you've learned that you think would help other pro athletes like you or young adults who are aspiring to become, say, professional dunkers?
You kind of need a certain level of obsession and passion to what you're doing. So for me, it's like become my life, and training is like my favorite thing to do. So I train every single day to become a better dunker, to then take my dunks to the next level, then maybe become one of the best dunkers in the world and make it full time.
Fantastic. So obviously, there's other guys like Isaiah Rivera, Jordan
Yeah.
Kilgannon, and whatnot that are making money. How does someone who is not that well known move up? Besides like being a better dunker and jumping higher and things like that. What are other aspects?
Dunking is a lot based on social media, so I'm focusing on that right now. I've been building that, getting better at that. Because my dunks they're good, but it's just building the social media to get noticed by the big companies to then get invited out to NBA events, stuff like that.
Yeah. How much money does a pro dunker make?
So for someone like Jordan Kilgannon and Isaiah Rivera, they have training programs, they make money off social media, they make like quite a bit of money. For someone like me, I get paid, you know, I can fly out to an event, get $1,000, then fly back. So something like that.
Yeah. So we saw Donovan Hawkins a couple days ago,
Yep.
one of the world's best dunkers, super humble. How does someone like him, but let's say that you train and you are able to get some insane vert and skills like that. How does someone like him improve his social media and digital?
That'd be a better question for you, but
Well, what did you
I'd
see? Because we looked him up on Google, and what did we find?
get verified on Google would help, and then have a lot of links to link back towards you to build your own personal network, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. So we saw that Donovan Hawkins had a confidence score 423, and he does have a full Google Knowledge panel like I do, but it wasn't showing up when you type in Donovan Hawkins. Why is that? And why does that matter to other young athletes like you?
Because it means you're verified. It shows that you're reputable, shows all the stuff you've done, makes you more personable, stuff like that.
And the funny thing is that people like him who are almost celebrity status, because the
Yeah.
423 is basically like right at the borderline there. He's got the Instagram and let's say the YouTube and whatnot, but he's not showing up on Google. And thus, if you want to get sponsors, if you want to sell coaching, if you've got some kind of course or program, but all you like, even if you have like 300,000 on Instagram or TikTok or whatnot, if you don't show up on Google, you're missing out on a lot of money, especially sponsors, because showing up on and having a website shows that you are serious in terms of business, right? So what have we learned about what they can do with things that are on YouTube? Like you're on the Dunk Camp podcast, is that what it is with Dylan? And
Yeah.
so that's on YouTube, but that's not anywhere else. So how then, what can we do with that kind of content to make it more Googleable so we can attract more sponsors, sell more courses, sell more victory in souls, whatever?
So I saw you do this in probably 5 minutes. You turned the 1 hour podcast into a article that you post on your blog within 5 minutes. Just another piece of content out there, which is super cool.
Yeah. And a lot of folks, including you, have not even bought their own name. So we just bought finaddy.com. So why is that important?
Because now I've got my own website, which never even thought about making, but now I can have different links to that. Can link my Instagram into that, YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah. And the key is you want to buy it now before you become a big deal. And I made this mistake years ago where I'm like, I'm nobody. Why would anyone care about DennisU.com? And lo and behold, a few years later, and not that I ever was really a big deal, but someone bought DennisU.com. And then they held it hostage and said, hey, it's $20,000 if you want your domain. And you're a big enough deal, enough people are looking you up, and it's key for your business that,
Wow.
you know, you should just pay the $20,000 to me. And I'm thinking, dang it, I should have bought that thing years ago before anyone, you know, thought I was anybody, right?
Yeah.
So for all you guys out there, you should buy your website now. Because if you hit that amazing dunk or you become famous because of a collaboration with, like, you never know the thing that, you know, you might become famous overnight because something happens, right?
Yeah.
And then,
And I can use
yeah,
that
but
for the painting company later on as well.
exactly. So all the things that you're doing to build out your social profile and to be Googleable and to generate traffic and whatnot for you as a professional dunker, how does that apply to ace painting?
Well, I can use that to build my personality up, and then everything that I create with that. So the views I get on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, I can then push to the ace painting business.
So if we think about other people that are painters, not your other friend who's younger, whatnot, but generally like painters or like dentists or roofers or whatever, they're like older people and they don't understand social media. They're not taking
Yeah.
videos, right? When they're mowing lawns and fixing roofs and doing toilets. So you have a huge advantage because you, and even though it's small, you, your dad, and like a couple other people,
hmm
if you take these little videos and you put them on YouTube, on your Google business profile, on your website, on your personal brand website, on Instagram and these other places, what do you think that does in terms of growing the business or even being Googleable when someone types in commercial painting or, you know, interior painting, Belleville, Ontario?
We tried this. We looked up all the different things and all the like other questions that pop up beneath. So if you can have an answer or you showing you doing something, that's going to help, obviously.
So given all the stuff that we've gone through in the last hour and a half or so, which is a ton,
Yeah.
Finn, what would you tell a young adult who thinks, you know what, this digital marketing, social media, SEO thing is so complicated, so technical that, you know, I feel like you got to be a pro to learn how to do it, or there's all this like programming and technical stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't believe that at all because we went through, I mean, a ton of stuff within a 1 hour Zoom call. So it's not like, it's not some mythical thing. It's just doing something. You just have to put in the work, I guess.
Awesome. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to start creating videos for the painting business. I've got to verify my Google. I've got that website now. I can start putting stuff on that.
So anyone who's working in their dad's business or helping another business where, I know the stereotype, whatever, I might get canceled for saying this, but usually the business owner is someone who's older and they don't understand websites and social and this kind of thing. And what Google's looking for is proof that you actually do the thing you say you do. So Ace Painting says they do what, like drywall and interior painting and resident and commercial painting, like all these things that you say you do, but there's no proof of it.
Yeah.
The website says like 3 times that you're one of the top 3 painters in Belleville, but there's no proof of it, right? There's 17 reviews or 14 reviews or something. Yeah. 14 reviews, 4.7 stars on your Google, but there's so little information. So what does this mean for someone like yourself, Finn, who wants to help their parents' website or wants to help a friend who's got a local business, but they're just not Googleable and there's so little information about them?
I'm going to have to start taking like little videos. I work tomorrow, so I'll go to the job. And if it says something around drywall repair, I could do a little 15-second video of me repairing the drywall, post it up. Then that's the proof, I guess.
Yeah. And what other aspects of that video do you think give Google this proof?
The before and after of me actually doing the thing.
Yep. What else? Like if you want to just feed Google the most golden nugget that helps ace painting rank in Belleville, Washington? Not Washington, I'm saying that. I'm thinking Bellevue. Belleville, Ontario.
I'd have to answer the top questions, I guess.
Yeah. So we saw when we typed, what did you type in? And what did you see? What was there?
Painters in my area or something like that. And then you
Uh-huh.
get the top companies, and then you get most searched or like also searched for.
Yeah,
So
people
then
also ask.
you can just answer those questions, and then
Yeah.
that's your proof there.
Yeah. And so I asked you when you did those searches on things that your best customers are searching, and it said, oh, well, what does it cost to paint a 12 by 12 room? Or how do I figure out the cost of doing this versus that? Or how do I know a painter's good?
Yeah.
You could answer all those questions. Each of them answer as a 1 minute video.
Yeah.
And then combine it with all the experience that you're sharing. Like, oh, today we're fixing some drywall in this particular town, and it's just across the street from the Tim Hortons, which I like to go to every morning. And, you know, Belleville, I've grown up here for the last 21 years. And so what you're trying to do is establish context. You're not only showing that you're repairing drywall, but you're showing other aspects about Belleville. Like, oh, there's a new shopping center over here. Like you literally, oh, there's a new Costco or Walmart that's popping up right over here on intersection, this street, that street, right?
Yeah.
Even though that has nothing to do with the painting. Or you could say like, hey, we just got this cool new truck. What do you think about this? Or, you know, anything about your life. You could say like, hey, I'm a pro dunker and we even got a hoop in the backyard. Here it is, right? It's all worn out and rusted and bent down because I've been dunking on it so much. Like, why is showing Finn? Why is showing all those details about your life and about your dad and about the town you're in so important instead of showing just like, oh, we're painting or fixing drywall today?
So I can't speak about this on the painting side as much, but for my own social media, I'm a dunker, 1 foot disciple. I've started posting like more personal stuff, and I think that just helps people relate to me more and like start to reach out to me and connect to me more than just posting a 5 second clip of a dunk and that's it.
Right. And it's always the stories. It's always like any Disney, Pixar, whatever story. It's always those little details that bring people in. It's not that Rocky punches out the Russian guy at the end and wins the medal or whatever. It's that you go along the journey and you win with them because you relate to them.
Yeah.
So when you show your failures, when you show who else that you're hanging out with and what they're doing, when you interview them, when they interview you, that establishes context. So it paints this whole web of who else you're connected to. So your journey as a pro dunker is actually helping your painting business. How is that?
I've met a lot of cool people. So I've met Jordan Kilgannon. He's the best in the world, probably the best ever. I've met him, and you can associate with so many people through dunking. And like I've met a lot of cool people through dunking that if I wasn't doing this, I just never would.
And through dunking and through these other people, that creates a lot of trust.
Yeah.
That says something about who you are as a person. It says something about your work ethic, about how you think, about the shared values that you have. And that also helps potential customers who need their house painted, right?
Yeah.
Because if I was doing a search and I saw two painters and one painter, it just said like your current website's like, oh, we do all this painting, but there's like nothing. There's no people. There's like, it was just completely just like nothing there, right? And then I see there's this guy, Finn, and here's what he's doing in town. And he's sponsoring these other sports teams. And I get a sense of who he is and how he hangs out with, he's a family person and whatnot. Even if they're both equally just as good at painting, who am I going to choose?
The guy that's more personable, obviously.
Yeah. And so Google's actually looking at the same criteria too and making that decision, just like people are, right?
Yeah.
So when we were looking at my Google Photos and all the places I've been and whatever, and Google's automatically categorizing things, what did you learn about that? And what did you find was maybe not so obvious or interesting?
It's just like, it's cool how everything relates to everything. Like you look up one thing and then everything pops up and you just need to figure out a way to like show up on Google. Because if you look up me, I don't even come up. It comes up Addy Finn. So you need to find a way.
You got to beat her.
Yeah, you need to find a way to show up on Google by doing these little things.
Yeah, and that's what you said. The key is connecting everything together.
Yeah.
So when you're able to connect to show that you actually do these different kinds of painting and drywall jobs and show that you actually live in Belleville and other surrounding communities, when you have a buddy who's sort of a competitor,
Yeah.
but you could even interview him because if he's ranking number one or that other guy's ranking number one on whatever painting things you want and you associate with him, that actually pulls you up.
Yeah.
So there's actually no competitor because if someone's doing better than you, then you want to be associated with them
Yeah.
and it helps
It's
you.
like that's the same as in dunking. Even if someone's better than you still want to go and dunk with them, make videos with them, and then it boosts both you guys up.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that neat, the different parallels? What other
Yeah.
parallels are there with being a pro dunker and a painter?
I mean, hard work. That's what I've learned through dunking, and you can translate to a business. Hard work pays off is like the biggest thing I've learned through dunking.
Amen. So we want to repurpose the training that we did together, going through the painting business and all these SEO kinds of things, and turn it into an article that we can then legitimately link to you from the sites that we control, which is going to help you rank better. For, let's say, other young adults that are like you, what advice would you give them if, or why would they want to watch some of the training that we've gone through?
I mean, in this 1 hour, I've learned like so much that could get you so many potential clients for whatever business it is. So I don't know, I'd say watch some of his videos, try and take it in, and then slowly start building your social media, start doing this Google stuff, and I think it would help so much.
Amen. Well, I appreciate you, Finn. I'm excited to see your journey. Excited to help out any way I can. Let me
Yeah,
know.
thank you too.
And,
This
and
is
thanks for being on our show. And thanks for paying it forward and being a good example to other people.
no problem. Thank you guys.
And how can people find you?
I am 1 Foot Disciple on all platforms, so Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I'll probably be making some other social media stuff soon, but yeah, 1 Foot Disciple everywhere.
You should probably buy onefootdisciple.com as well.
Yeah, probably.
One with the number one and ONE. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's an easy podcast, right?
yeah,
I think the biggest thing, Finn, is that people just, for whatever reason, they procrastinate. And this is true for anything like New Year's resolutions. But literally, the amount of content we just made now is going to be huge for your site. And it's going to help your personal brand too.
yeah. I'm excited. I think this sounds fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's easy. And then
Yeah, yeah.
once you start winning, it's addictive because then you want to
Yeah.
do more of it.
That's like me with dunking. That's the obsession that's like taken over me. Once I like got a taste for like what winning is like, that's all I want to do.
Yeah. And then you're winning. And then you get to a certain point where you want to help other people win too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's not like, oh, they also got under both. And now it's no longer just, I celebrate all the time when people are winning in SEO.
that feels like Jordan with me. He's like helped me so much because he's made it to a certain point where it's like he's already at the top. Now he's just helping the people below him reach the
Yeah.
top.
Yep. So that's what I'm doing with all the Google stuff.
Yeah,
I was a search engine engineer 25 years ago. I built the analytics at Yahoo as a search engine engineer, which is like, it's like pro dunking is like this super niche thing. And then like search engine engineer, it's like the same thing. It's a super niche thing. Right?
yeah,
Not that many people know about it, but people who really know or really care, they can see how deep we go, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, good to hang out. Any other question I can answer or anything I can help you with?
Think I'm good for now. Once I start like actually putting this into practice, I'm sure I'll have some questions.
Yeah. And then if you Google my name, you'll see there's tons and tons of videos and whatever, and you could easily get lost because there's thousands and thousands. But I'd give you the advice that instead of like drowning on all the training, which causes people to just become a deer in the headlights, I'd say that the biggest thing is take those actions that you said you were going to do, right?
Okay,
Make those videos. And then along the way, you'll have questions. And then you could ask those. I'll help you. Our team will help you. And the reason why I'm doing this, there's no catch. I'm not charging you anything, is that I want you to pay it forward to other people. I want you to show them because they have this huge fear like, oh, this is so difficult. You got to be a professional. You have to be a programmer. Or I'm just a carpenter or whatever it is. Like, no, it's actually not that hard. You just have to make these videos. You have to use the AI tools. Oh, no, AI is so like, I'm old and I can't. No, it's like AI is so easy to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can give you access to our ChatGPT account if you like, or you can use the free ChatGPT and we can show you how to use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I don't know. I'm excited just like thinking about it because I don't
Yeah.
know. This is stuff that I enjoy doing.
Well, and winning also kind of reinforces the enjoyment. So
Yeah.
one last thing I'll recommend is we want you to treat this like a serious thing, right? You know, most people, it's a hobby. It's like, oh, once in a while, it's like playing board games or something. That's fine. But like if you're serious about dunking, if you're serious about the painting business, then I'd say choose a day of the week. And we like to choose Friday, but you can choose whatever day you want and literally just put 5 minutes and that's your time. Friday afternoon, like whatever it is, that's when you send the update on, okay, this is what we've made 5 videos. I made this blog post. I was on this podcast. I interviewed these other people, or like we did this. We'd like just 5 minutes saying like, here's what I did in the last week, just so you can have accountability. And then here's some things that I want to do next week, right? That I want to get this thing done, but never got around to it or whatever it is. But next week I'm going to do this, this, and so last week I did this and this. Next week I'm going to do this and this. And then here's where I'm stuck or need help. So those are the 3 things. So if you can spend 5 minutes to do that on a Friday, we'd like to choose Friday, but you can choose whenever. And then just copy me and your dad or whatever. Just every week, just do that. And if writing it down is like you don't like to do that, then you just make a little selfie video saying, okay, this is my accountability. Today is January 5th. And last week we did this and this. And next week we're going to try to do this and this. And then here's like where I need help. And you just do that, you know? You'd be surprised that micro accountability after a few months, that really adds up.
It's another thing that relates to dunking. It's the exact same way. It's like people think it's this thing that you need to do all these special training, like these really weird exercises, but really it's just you go out, you try and dunk, and then just do simple strength training, and then one day you can dunk. Like it's not rocket science.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with the digital marketing and making the phone ring and being Googleable, right? There's people think it's magic. I mean, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to choose a day of the week? You want to send a quick little 5-minute update?
I could do, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. Probably end of the week, I guess, like Saturday.
Yeah, Friday or
Yeah,
Saturday,
Friday,
whatever it
Saturday.
is. Yeah. And then that way you kind of know like, okay, this is my weekly report. This is like, I'm ending the week, right? And then you're just like, okay. And it also kind of helps you with planning because you're able to sort of look back at what you've done and sort of appreciate it too. Because sometimes if you're just, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't stop and think about things, you don't realize how awesome it is, right? And what you've gotten done. Yeah. And just do that for your marketing, right? And then show it to your dad. At some point, you'll probably hire someone else or hire other people to help you. And then they can learn to do that too. And then they can take over the weekly report. But initially, we think that you should learn it, do it yourself first, and then eventually you can pass it to someone else, even though it's like 3 people, super small for now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Awesome, Finn. I'm around.
right.
Easy to reach me anytime.
All right. Yeah, I'll start putting this into practice, and then I'm sure I'll be DMing you
Yeah,
or
anytime.
emailing you or whatever.
Email or text me or whatever is easier for you. But then can we say Friday afternoon?
Sure.
5 minutes. You can do it as a video or do it as a text message or like whatever. Just so we know, like every Friday, there's a quick little thing like, here's what I did before this last week. Here's what I'm going to do the next week. And here's what I need from you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. You rock. Have a good Sunday.
You too. See ya.
All right. See you.